These are the sounds of new construction taking place on an old property with a sad past. In Fort Worth, Texas, on this very site in 1939, a racist mob burned down the house of a family they didn't want living in the neighborhood.
If people can be taught to hate, they can be taught to love.
Nobel Peace Prize nominee Dr. Opal Lee was 12 years old at the time. This was her family's home.
I tried so hard to put it out of my mind because my mom had this house fixed up so nice. And would you believe it was on the 19th of June that people started gathering? And the paper says it was 500 of them. And the police were here. My dad came home with a gun from work, and the police told him, if you bust a cap, we'll let this mob have you. Our parents sent us to friends several blocks away, and they left under cover of darkness. And those people tore this place asunder.
June 19th has a double meaning to Dr. Lee. Not only was it the day her family lost their home, it was the day in 1865 that many formerly enslaved Texans learned they had been freed, 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Dr. Lee made it her mission to make Juneteenth a national holiday.
I think that Juneteenth would be the bridge that we could all go over. I'm even advocating that we celebrate from the 19th of June to the 4th of July.
The National Juneteenth Museum is located a short distance away from the property, once owned by Lee's parents.
And of course, we had no idea what the history of it was 80 plus years ago.
When Habitat for Humanity learned about Dr. Lee, how she built a community garden and taught in Texas schools for decades, they chose to gift her with a brand new home on the property that should have always been hers.
Hate tore the house down, love is going to build the house.
Volunteers are building the home, and a financial services company is giving the funds for all of the home's furnishings.
I'm not a person who sheds tears often, but I got a few for this project. I truly have.
Dr. Lee says she knows her family would be proud.
I know my mom would be smiling down, and my dad, he'd think, well, we finally got it done. Times have changed, and I'm just so glad that maybe I could be a part of that change.
For Inside Edition Digital, I'm TC Newman.